Now this mini exercise is just going to introduce you to the motion path constraint. So we have our little UFO here in the middle. It's just a simple sphere that I just squashed and extruded. I didn't even extrude, I just stretched, squashed and stretched. And then we have this NURBS curve here, and that's going to represent our flight path. And the way it was drawn is I started from here and I ended up over here. And we are going to take this object and we're just going to have it follow along the flight path. It's actually really, really simple. So I'm going to click on the UFO, hold shift, and click on the curve, and make sure that you're in your animation menu set. And under constrain, we're going to go to motion paths. We're going to attach to motion path, and we're going to click the option box. And you'll see the time range. You can either do time slider start or start end. For the time slider, it's set to 200 frames, but it actually ends at frame 120. That's fine. So keep it on time slider. You can also specify start and end times as well. It is going to follow the motion path. The up axis is going to be the y axis, because y is going to be the up axis. I'm sorry, the front axis is going to be the x axis. I'm sorry, make it z. The up axis is going to be the y axis. And then world up type vector is fine. You want to bank what the bank does, and we can limit it to like 45 degrees. And what that bank does is it's kind of sort of like physics, where if you're turning a sharp corner, it'll actually tilt the object. So I'll hit attach, and what that did is it actually put the UFO right at the beginning of the curve. And if I were to play, because you can see there are constraints now on translate and rotate for that sphere UFO that I created. Now if I hit play, it actually follows and banks along that curve. That's all there is to it. Now you can actually go one step further and go into the graph editor, and you can see that there is an S-curve here for the motion path. I can manipulate that so that let's click on there and make the tangents weighted so that I can elongate this. Here we go, and bring that out. So now it'll be more gradual and almost look like it's whoosh taking off. And I can even make this shorter. So right click, weighted, and make this shorter so it kind of, come on. There we go. And then what would happen is it starts off much slower and it gradually picks up speed until it shoots off into the atmosphere. So that's a motion path. I mean, it's actually quite simple, and it can do some really neat things. So I want you to do that exactly the same way.